We're learning more about why the Garden City School District will part ways with its new superintendent.
He's only been on the job for a couple of months. Keith Grant joining us from the newsroom. Keith, why did the district say it lost faith in him?
Well, Jacob and Rachel, that comes from a lawsuit. The superintendent's former school district is suing him. They claim he breached his old contract. Now, Garden City hired Dr. Terry McCarthy in January. His former school district, though, in Perry, Oklahoma, claims he wrote himself about $45,000 in checks back in 2023. The lawsuit says he bypassed the school board and went straight to payroll for those advances. And now that Garden City let McCarty go, the district, of course, has to restart the hiring process. To hire McCarty, the district says it cost roughly $20,000.
There was a guarantee in the contract with Ray & Associates for a successful placement. The board has not made a determination at this time to figure out which firm to use.
Well, Cessna isn't sure if bringing the original hiring firm back will cost the district more. We have asked for a copy of that contract, but as of news time, have not received that information. Rachel?
Keith,